Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the last session, we have considered the basic things of the first chapter, some basic concept of a chemistry that we have completed the introduction part and even I completed the branches, various branches of a chemistry and their importance. Okay. Well, now in this session, we are going to continue the rest of the part of the chapter, the remaining part, or you can say the continuous part of the chapter. What it is, we have to deal with the atoms, molecules, elements, and compounds. Okay, we have to aware about atoms. Okay, we have to aware about molecules molecules, elements, and compounds. Yes, I already mentioned you. Again, I'm repeating this once again. Say, while dealing with the bridge course classes, I have completed all these things. Now here, just we recall the those concepts, so it will be easy for you to understand again. Okay. Well, now first coming to the atom. So what is atom here? So atoms basically, okay, if I consider an atom, what is atom? Atom is the basic of a matter. What we are saying? Yes, atom is nothing but is the simplest form of a matter, or I can say basic unit of a matter that consists of nucleus and surrounded by electrons. So whenever if you consider atom, yes, atom is the simplest form of a matter, or I can say it is the basis, or I can say basic unit of a matter. What are all present in an atom? Yes, it consists of nucleus and it gets surrounded by electrons. Well, now if we consider their existence, whether atom exists independently? No, atom does not exist independently. Means atom do not exist in a free state. Rather it exists in a combined state. It do not exist in free state, but it exists in a combined state. Combined state. What is the exception here? Except noble gases. So except noble gases, atoms of an all element do not exist in a free state, but they exist in a combined state. Okay. Yes. If I consider atom, first thing to be remembered is atoms are the simplest, or I can say basic unit of a matter. It consists of nucleus and it gets surrounded by electrons. And regarding existence, yes, atoms do not exist in a free state. It always exists in a combined state. What is the exception? Except the noble gases. Okay. Yes. Further, if we consider atom, how actually atom is exist means, yes, there is a nucleus at the center. Nucleus is present at the center. So this core represents the nucleus of an atom, and this nucleus is gets surrounded by a negatively charged particles called electrons. Okay. Yes. Further, if we consider atoms, we have how many elements are known here? 118 elements were discovered. Okay, till today 118 elements are known. Now, if we compare atoms of an element, so every atom is composed of nucleus. Okay, each and every atom of an element consists of nucleus and one or more electrons. There will be one or more electrons which are revolving around the nucleus. Is the one more important thing to be considered. So if we consider atoms of an element, yes, each and every atom of an element consists of nucleus and is get surrounded by one or more electrons. Okay, say if we consider the nucleus which is present at the center, so is get surrounded by one or more electrons, that is revolving electron. Since it's a negatively charged particle which revolves around the nucleus, therefore we say a revolving electron. So altogether nucleus and revolving electron constitutes the atom. Okay. Yes. Now say center protons and okay, this positively charged particle is a proton and that neutral one, neutrally charged particle is a neutron. So we say the nucleus is made up of, if I consider the nucleus which is present at the center, that nucleus is made up of one or more protons. What is present in the nucleus? One or more protons present and typically a similar number of neutrons. Means here if we consider nucleus, what are all present? Nucleus composed of Nucleus is composed of protons and neutrons. Yes, what are all present in an atom? We said yes, nucleus is present at the center of an atom and is gets surrounded by revolving electrons. And what are all present in the nucleus? Protons and protons, protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. So protons, those positively charged particles are called protons, and neutrons, they are neutrally charged particles are called neutrons. Okay, yes. So here protons and neutrons, where they present, both are present in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, protons and neutrons. Therefore these protons and neutrons are collectively called a nucleus. Okay, they are collectively called a nucleus. Yes. So what is atom? Atom is the basic unit of a matter. What are present in an atom? Atom consists of nucleus and is get surrounded by revolving electrons. Okay, yes. Further, what we said, say electrons are negatively charged particles. Okay, negatively charged particles which are revolving around the nucleus. And what are present in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, yes. What are protons? A positively charged particles are called protons. And what are neutrons? A neutrally charged particles are called neutrons. What about electron? A negatively charged particles of an atom is called electron. So this proton, neutron and electron, they are subatomic particles. How can you you now? Subatomic subatomic particles. All three, protons, neutrons and electrons, are collectively called subatomic particles. Further, since protons and neutrons constitutes the nucleus, so protons and neutrons, they constitute the nucleus, therefore these protons and neutrons are collectively called nucleons. Okay, well, so next thing, if we consider mass of an atom, where the mass of an atom is exists, whether it is uniformly distributed or what. Yes, when you compare the mass, say here over 99.94%. What is the percentage I am specifying? 99.94% of the atom's mass is in the nucleus. Means we can say here mass of an atom is get concentrated at the center. Okay, if we consider mass, yes, mass is not uniformly distributed, rather the mass of an atom, or I can say atom's mass, is get concentrated at the center in the form of a nucleus. What is the percent here? 99.94% of atom's mass is concentrated in the center of a, in the form of nucleus. Okay, yes. Then what about protons? We said yes, protons have positive electric charge. What about electrons? Okay, protons are positively charged particles. We say positive electric charge. Electrons, they are negatively charged, so we say negative electric charge. And what about neutrons? Neutrons, they have no electric charge. They are neutral one. Okay, yes. Now here, if I consider electrons, what is the charge here? Electrons are negatively charged species. So negative, negative electric charge. And what about protons? Protons are going to carry positive electric charge. They are positively charged species. Now, if you consider electronic concept, okay, electrostatic forces. Now here, like charges, like charges means it may be proton, proton or electron electron. Okay, similarly unlike charges, unlike charges means say it is positive and negative. Okay, so if we consider according to electronic concept, what it says, like charges like charges means it may be proton proton or electron electron, or you can say positive positive or negative negative. Like charges, they repel from one another. So whenever they exist together, yes, they won't. Instead, they repel from one another. So we say like charges repel each other. And what about unlike charges? Because of opposite nature, they are readily attracted from one another. So we say like charges, they repel from one another, but unlike charges, they attract to each other. Okay, so it's a law, basic thumb rule, or I can say law for charged particles. Like charges repel each other, while unlike charges attract each other. Now, in an atom, say in an atom, regarding electrons, they are negatively charged and protons are positively charged species. So we can say here electrons of an atom are attracted or repelled. Yes, they are attracted to the protons protons in an atomic nucleus by what? By electromagnetic forces. So what we are saying, electrons of an atom are attracted to the protons in the atomic nucleus by these electrostatic forces. Since they are oppositely charged, so they are get attracted to each other. So now we can say protons. What is the forces here? Whether they attract or repel, they are like charged, they repel from one another. Even if you consider electron, yes, there exists a kind of repulsive forces. On the other hand, if there is a proton and electron, what happens? There involves a attraction between the species. Okay. Yes, if we analyze it diagrammatically. Now, when you look at the diagram, yes, we are representing both protons and electrons, or I can say protons, positively charged particles, and electrons. When you look at this, say positive charged particles, what is happening here? These positively charged particles, they are moving apart from one another. Similarly, when you look at these negatively charged particles, they are also moving apart. They are moving away from one another. So like charges, they are repelling from one another, or you can say they are moving apart from one another. On the other hand, when you look at the middle of this animation, say here, unlike charges, one is negatively charged, another one is positively charged. What is going here? They are coming closer to one another. Okay, which means like charges repel each other, while unlike charges attract each other. So we can see here, whenever if you think consider atom, yes, atom has both type of particles. Atom has negatively charged particles, and atom even has a positively charged particles, that is electron and protons. So here electrons are being attracted to the protons in a nucleus by what? By electromagnetic forces. Okay, yes. Now the force that holds the electron, okay, what is this electromagnetic force means? It is the force that holds the electrons around the nucleus is called electromagnetic force. So the protons and neutrons, okay, the protons and neutrons in the nucleus are attracted to each other. Okay, even as we said, protons and neutrons, they are present in the nucleus and they are collectively called what? They are collectively called nucleons. Sir, no, we said protons and neutrons, they are collectively called nucleons because both are present in the nucleus, or I can say both constitutes the nucleus of an atom. Now here, yes, there is a attraction exists between protons and neutrons also. Yes, there is a kind of attraction exists. See here, the protons and neutrons in the nucleus are attracted to each other. Yes, there exists a attractive force. But what is it, a electromagnetic force? No, there exists some different type of forces. What is that? It is called a nuclear force. What is the force? It is called a nuclear force. Say electrons and protons are attracted by what? They are attracted by electromagnetic forces. And what about attraction in nucleus? That is protons and neutrons? It is the nuclear force, which is usually stronger than electromagnetic forces. Electromagnetic force repelling the positively charged protons from one another. So we know that there exists even repulsion among the protons, but nuclear force is greater. Nuclear force is greater than electromagnetic force of repulsion. Electromagnetic force of repulsion between protons. Okay, therefore all those protons along with the neutrons, they exist within the nucleus itself. Okay, yes. Now, coming to the next one, molecule. Yes, what are molecule here? Say a group of atoms. Molecule is nothing but basically what it is. It is a group of atom exist as one species. So, what is important here? A group of atoms, they exist as a one species having same properties. A group of atom which exist as one species having same properties is known as molecules. So atoms, yes, they have we have defined it. It is a basic unit of each and every matter. Okay. But what about molecule? Yes, when atoms combine, generally what I can say, when atoms combine, resultant will be a molecule. So we say a group of atoms exist as a one species having same properties is known as molecule. Now, if regarding existence, what about existence of an atom? We said atoms do not have a independent existence. They always exist in a combined form. What about molecule? On the other hand, yes, which can be independently exist. So regarding existence of a molecule, yes, molecules have a independent existence. Okay, atoms they do not have, but molecules have independent existence. Say here ethane C2H6. Ethane is a molecule. Similarly, water H2O, they are molecules, they have an independent existence. Now here molecules, okay, molecules are distinguished from ions by their lack of electrical charge. So what is the basis here? Say if we compare the charge carried by the species, molecules are always a neutral one. Remember, generally consider molecules, say molecules are neutral species. How we can distinguish molecules from ions means molecules, they are going to, whether they are going to carry charge? No, they do not carry any kind of electrical charge. They are neutral one. So we say molecules are distinguished from ions by their lack of electrical charge. Means they do not carry any kind of charge here. Okay. Yes. However, if we consider the branches like quantum physics, okay, quantum physics, organic chemistry, and biochemistry. Please remember, molecules means, as we said, a group of atoms which exist as a one species. And what about charge? They are going to, they are not going to carry any kind of charge here. So such a species are called molecules. But in case of quantum physics, organic chemistry and biochemistry, the term molecule is oftenly used, okay, oftenly used to specify polyatomic ions also. So polyatomic ions are also named as a molecule. Since we consider polyatomic ions, they are going to carry charge. But as per the definition of a molecule, molecules are a neutral one. But in case of quantum physics, organic chemistry, and in biochemistry, a polyatomic ions are also specified or termed as a molecule. Okay, say, and even in the kinetic theory of gases, what is the one more exception we are looking for? In the case of kinetic theory of gases, the term molecule is often used for any gaseous particle, any gaseous particle, regardless of its composition. Okay, according to the definition, noble gas atoms are considered as a molecules. So if we consider noble gases, what we say gases, that is helium, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. So regarding these noble gases also, what we say, they actually exist as a in their atomic state. These all noble gases exist in their atomic state. But these noble gases atoms are also considered as a molecule. These noble gases atoms are also specified as a molecule despite being composed of single non-bonded atom. How they exist? These noble gases exist as a single non-bonded atom, but they are also named as a molecule. Okay. Yes. Further, a molecule may be homonuclear. A molecule may be homonuclear. Homonuclear means is going to have same kind of atoms. Is composed of only one kind of atoms. Say for example, O2, oxygen molecule. O2 means two oxygen atoms. Both are alike. Okay. Or else that molecule may even composed of more than one type of atom, more than one type of atom. Say for example, water, H2O. Here, yes, H2O is a molecule having two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atoms. So if you consider molecule, yes, molecule is maybe of homonuclear or heteronuclear. Homonuclear meaning here having same kind of atoms, or you can say single chemical element, single atoms of a single chemical element, or else it may be of heteronuclear one, that is going to composed of more than one type of element. Okay. Further, if you consider atoms and complexes connected by non-covalent bonds, atoms and complexes which are connected by non-covalent bonds such as hydrogen bonds or ionic bonds are generally not considered as a single molecule. Okay. If there is a hydrogen bond or ionic bond, then it is not considered as a single molecule. Yes, with this, I am going to conclude about this session. Again, in the next session, we continue the remaining part.